Hey y'all, it's Raegan and welcome to my channel. If you're new here, welcome, but I'm assuming that most of the people watching this probably have watched my videos before because this definitely is kind of a filling you in video on where I've been for the past roughly 8 months since I kind of took a break from YouTube. If you've watched my videos before, you know that about September I stopped making videos. It was my senior year of college and things just kind of got overwhelming, and so I just took a break, and I think it was really good for me, but I definitely missed it. There were times in there that I wanted to start back, and I did vlog over Christmas break, and I vlogged a ski trip vlog that's actually already been uploaded on my channel, so you should check that one out. It was really funny, but I didn't get that uploaded until yesterday, and yesterday was April 1st, so it was really late getting up there. I apologize for that, but never too late for a good vlog, you know? But before we get into this, go ahead and grab you something to drink, something to eat, a snack. I have some green tea right here because I love tea, I love coffee, it's my jam. This stuff right now is actually really, really hot, so if I tried to drink it, it would probably burn my tongue off. But you should grab something because this video is probably going to be long. I'm just going to sit here and kind of talk to y'all about things because there's been a lot going on in my life, nothing super crazy or anything, but just kind of fill you in on what y'all missed when I wasn't vlogging for all those months. So yeah, if you want to just chat with me, play me while you're doing your makeup in the morning, play me while you're cleaning your room, something like that, I don't care, but just put me on in the background noise and listen to me because I want to talk to y'all because I've missed you. I really want to drink this, but I'm really afraid it's going to burn my tongue and then I'm not going to be able to taste for the next few days. So good, so good. This is green tea if anyone was wondering. If you don't think you'd like hot tea, give it a chance because I bet you will. My 2 recommendations, Earl Grey and green tea. Amazing. Also, if you're noticing that my hair is different, this is natural actually. I've recently realized that my hair had some curl in it, and so this morning I took a shower and put some of my older sister who has all that curly hair, put some of her curling product on my hair and just let it air dry. Didn't brush it out, except I was in the shower. I brushed it out in the shower, but I didn't brush it out after I got out, and this is what it looks like. Not curly, but wavy, and I kind of like it. I've been trying to not use heat on my hair, so it's nice, and I'm going to be doing this probably more often. I might try to figure out some ways to style it because I feel like right now it just kind of looks like a mess, but you know, it's quarantine, who cares? I don't care what I look like. I only have makeup on because I had class today. But let's go ahead and start talking. So let's go back to September. What was going on in my life in September? I know what was going on in my life in September. So I was a senior in college. I went to office hours with one of my professors. I was talking about career paths, what I want to do, and she was like, you know, Raegan, for those careers that you want to go into, they're applying and interviewing for positions now. You have to start interviewing and applying for those jobs now or you're going to have to wait a whole year. And I was like, oh my gosh, I wasn't prepared for this. I thought I had until the spring semester until I actually started prepping for the interview process, trying to find a job, things like that. But no. So she got me into a really big job interview. It was 5 rounds of job interviews. It was really serious. I had to do all these different scenarios kind of thing. It was pretty crazy. So that kind of really kickstarted my idea to stop YouTube for a little while, mainly because I had a lot going on, but also because I knew that this company would probably be looking into my background, what my appearance was on social media, and I didn't want to be currently uploading YouTube videos of me doing weird stuff in my apartment. I don't know. I mean, not that I was embarrassed by it or anything, but I thought maybe that they would want more of a professional type of person because it was a very fancy corporate job. I took a break for that, ended up not making it past 3rd round, which is totally fine. I'm not even sure looking back now if that's what I wanted to do. It would have been a good job to have and just to have lined up for when I graduated, because currently right now I don't know what the heck I'm gonna do. Conversation for later in this video. But that was kind of the main reason why I stopped doing YouTube for a little while. I thought I was gonna get back into it after that was kind of all over, but I just started to realize how much more time I had on my hands. The classes I took last semester were actually really hard. They were all senior level classes, and my schedule just kind of lined up to where I had some really hard ones, back to back, so much work, and so I just took advantage of all that extra time I had that I wasn't filming and editing YouTube videos and put that into schoolwork because I did want to make sure that I really focused on my schoolwork, kept my GPA up because I wanted to graduate with honors and I wanted to look good on my resume and stuff like that. So I just didn't get back into YouTube. I also wasn't doing a ton. I mean, yeah, I was doing some stuff, but I was kind of going through like a weird phase of my life. As most of you know, I was in a relationship for 5 years, and that ended kind of like over the summer, like early last year. And so when I got back to college, things were just kind of weird. I was like, I didn't feel alone, but I did feel alone, if that makes sense. Like I didn't really have anyone to talk to besides like my friends, and I don't know, I didn't talk to my friends all the time. I mean, I definitely talked to them a lot, but I don't know, it was just different. So I feel like I was going through this phase where I was like trying to find myself again and like my identity, and also like I was having to grow up. I felt like I was having to grow up really fast. Like I was looking for jobs. It was just a lot going on. So it was a weird time for me personally. I'm great now. I am very happy where I am now. So like it was a good learning experience, like a good few months, but I wasn't doing like a ton of like vlog content material. I wasn't really inspired. Like I didn't know what I wanted to create on YouTube. I felt like I was getting into kind of a rut. I was getting some mean comments on YouTube, which I know people say don't let that get to you, but it definitely did kind of get to me, and I just was like, I don't know if I'm giving the people who are watching like what they want anyway, so maybe like the break is good. But I think over the break I kind of realized that like the people who do have mean things to say, like who cares about them, because I have had so many people like be like, Raegan, I miss your vlogs, like I miss your videos. People were just saying such nice stuff, and it just reminded me that like there are people out there who enjoy the stuff I make, and like the stuff I was making was good. I mean, it's not going to please everyone, and like everyone's not going to enjoy it, but it matters about the people who do enjoy it. And so like that was kind of also my motivation behind like wanting to start back. And I'd wanted to start back a lot during the 6 months. There was some itch in my face, and there was a lot of times during like the 8 months that I wanted to start back, but I just never could find the time. And it was different whenever I was consistently making YouTube videos. Like I would find the time to do it because I knew I had to. And then when I took that break, it was just hard to like make myself find the time. But so September, October, November, December were like weird. I just kind of kept busy with schoolwork and really focusing on that. I like fixed up my resume to make that look good. Also, my Instagram kind of took like a little shift. Like if you go back to my Instagram, this is my Instagram username right here. It will be linked down below. You should go follow me, and then you can also kind of see what I was doing over those 8 months that I wasn't chatting with y'all in vlogs and on YouTube. Going back to like August, my pictures were always like perfect. Like I was very serious about my pictures. I only took them in certain lighting. I edited them a certain way. Like I just wanted them to look good, really professional. And over the past semester, in the fall semester, I was just kind of like, whatever. I kind of just want to post what I want to post. I was tired of not posting photos that I wanted to show off because I didn't think it would like go with the flow of my Instagram. So if you look, you can kind of see that shift on my Instagram, and it's like I'm just kind of like whatever. Like I'm proud of my Instagram. It makes me happy when I look at the photos that are on there because it just reminds me of like everything I've done, all the people that I love that are involved in my life, like just things like that. So I love it. I'm very happy with it, but that's also something that kind of like shifted in me. It just clicked. I was like, you know, whatever. Like I'm not trying to be an Instagram influencer, so like why does it matter if my Instagram isn't 100% perfect? Like that's where I want to express myself at, and I want to be able to post whatever I wanted to post. So I think that was a good healthy click for me, because it was a lot. It was a lot at one time, I will admit. I mean, I'm proud of it. Like, I thought it looked great, but it was a lot. Like this video if you agree that it was a lot. I'm just kidding. If I get like 100 likes on this video, I'm gonna be mad at y'all, because y'all were the ones hyping me up in the comments, so don't even start with me. You know what I also thought was kind of like weird during that time? I told you I just was kind of like feeling weird during that semester. And I think honestly it was because the semester before that, I had something to look forward to and to something to like work for. I was working all the time last spring semester when I was prepping for my Europe trip. I was babysitting all the time, working all the time, like not spending my money because I was trying to save, because I spent my own money on the Europe trip. And like it was such a build up to the Europe trip and like backpacking across all those countries. It was just amazing. And so when I got back to New York in like that same setting that I was just in, where I was like having that mindset that I'm going to Europe for 2 months, it was just kind of like weird. Like I felt complacent. Like I had nothing to look forward to. Like there was no like set goal. Like I knew that I was going into adulthood and that I had to find a job, but there was nothing that was like I was really looking forward to. Like everything was kind of unknown, and I don't really like to to have that unknown like hanging over my head. It's just an uneasy feeling for me, and that was all it was. It was just unknown. I didn't know what the future was going to look like, especially now that I was like single out of that relationship that I was in for 5 years that I'd really come to like just know as a part of my life. And then like I was having to find a job, and it was just a lot. I also stopped YouTube, so like that was also part of my identity. I feel like I just lost a lot of my identity last semester, and I wasn't like in a dark place at all. Like I was definitely fine. I was like hanging out with friends a lot more, and like realizing that a lot of these people who had been in my classes and like we were all business majors, I didn't hang out with them as much as I should have over the last few semesters. And so I definitely did get to that semester and like really got to know them, and we like started hanging out a lot, and it was really nice. My dog is like back there munching on this cheese bone that I gave her. She's like in doggy heaven. She looks so perfect on my bed though, honestly. Like, can you just admit that she like fits that vibe so well? She just dropped her cheese. Oh my gosh, one of the biggest things I forgot to mention is that I got a dog. Like, I had so much more responsibility this past semester, the fall semester, than I did ever before, because I had a living creature to take care of. And like it was a lot for a while we were like potty training. I was having to wake up and like go out all the time to let her potty. It was a lot. Cora, come here. Your cute little face that I had to get up at 3 a.m. and walk you in New York City. Like, look at her. She dropped her cheese. I mean, I love her so much, but it was a lot. It was a lot for a while. Now, of course, I wouldn't change a thing. Like, I love her so much. She's definitely a part of my life now. And I don't know what I would do without the responsibility that I have, and just like she keeps me on a schedule. That was also a lot of adjustment. And so last semester was just weird. Like, let's just go ahead and check that box off. Like, it was a weird semester. It was also hitting me that college was coming to an end. Like, I was finishing in 3 years. I kind of like screwed myself over because I was like making myself go out into the adult world a whole year sooner, and I just like didn't feel ready. But I knew like I was, but I just didn't feel like I was, and like I was prepared enough. I'd never really thought about it before until it was like sitting in my face, and I was like, yep, it's time to be a big girl. But anyway, like the semester was over. I came home for Christmas. This past Christmas break, I got like 5.5 weeks off, which was crazy. That was the longest I've ever had off. Just somehow my college class schedule like worked out that way. So I was home for a long time. Went on that ski trip with my friends, just like hung out with my friends here. One of my best friends is here. His name's Tyson. He was in the ski vlog. He'll probably be in upcoming vlogs. I love him. Like, he is just like such a rock for me. Like, I go to him for everything, and he doesn't go to the same school as me or anything. So last semester was tough. We FaceTimed all the time. Just like not having your best friend with you where you're at is like weird, and you always like feel like this disconnect, you know? But we're the type of friends, like we can go weeks without talking, and the second we talk again, we're like rekindled, no time has passed, we're best friends again. It's crazy. But over Christmas break, I hung out with him a ton, and that was just nice, and I just kind of relaxed. And there was so many moments during that Christmas break where I was home for 5.5 weeks, had nothing to do, that I was like, let's vlog, like I should vlog. And I just never did it. I don't know why. I should have done Vlogmas. I loved doing Vlogmas last year. Like, it was so much fun. I definitely don't think I could have handled it though. Not during finals week and stuff while I was in New York still doing school. I don't think I could have handled it this semester because I had like 5 finals, and like also on top of like each class finals, they made me write papers or either do like presentations or something. So it was like double what I've ever had to do before. It was crazy. I was very stressed, but it's all over, thankfully. But over Christmas break, I thought I had an internship lined up for school credit for the spring semester, and that ended up falling through. And like when I got that email that like it wasn't going to go through, I was like, oh my gosh, like what am I going to do? I should have already been applying for internships, and like now I'm going to not have an internship, so I'm gonna have to pick up another class, and I didn't want to pick up another class because I was tired of classes and like just having to deal with all like finals and stuff. If you have an internship as credit, you don't have to do any of that work. You don't have finals or anything. It just counts as school credit, which is awesome. So when that fell through, I was like, oh my gosh, like why does this keep happening to me? By a miracle of God, the woman who I was supposed to have an internship with that fell through, she actually ended up finding me another internship through like one of her friends that she knew who was looking for someone to help her. And so I got an internship, and so that has kept me really busy this semester. I started it like as soon as I got back to New York. I met with her, and it was awesome. So now I'm an intern at this company called Ziggy, which is a company that tries to bridge the gap between wellness and staying healthy and traveling, which I love traveling, and I also like do care about my health and wellness and stuff like that. And so it was like really a cool job for me. And it's a startup, so it's very high paced, it's very hands-on, not a lot of paperwork. Like, I'm like on the front line of running a company. It's awesome. I've gotten so much experience from it. But like crazy, I'm her only like real employee. Like, everyone else, she kind of outsources, and they're their own people, and she just hires them to do certain things. But I'm actually, like, her intern. I'm, like, her operations and management intern. I do pretty much everything. It's been a lot, considering it's unpaid. It's hard sometimes to like, find that your work is being valued when you're not being paid. And it's, like, kind of hard to stay motivated to do your work whenever you're not being paid. And, like, sometimes I would be doing a ton of stuff. And the whole beginning of this past semester, I couldn't find a balance between my work and like my schoolwork and my internship work, and I felt like I was on this like hamster wheel, constantly just trying to finish what I needed to finish for that day. And so I would like be working until like 11 o'clock at night, and then I would go to bed, and I didn't have time for like anything that I wanted to have time for. I realized that I just didn't have a good time management set up for myself. Which is weird because usually I do, but I just didn't this past semester. And so once I realized, like, it kicked in that was my problem, like I wasn't managing my time. I was doing a lot of my work at my house so I could be with Cora, but then that was like getting me distracted easier, and I'd end up like laying in my bed or sitting on my couch watching TV and not actually being productive the way I needed to be. So I started going to a coffee shop, which cost me a lot of money. I ended up being so much more productive, and I would get my work done by like 4 o'clock in the day, and then I would have like 4 hours, 5 hours to do whatever I wanted. So that was like super nice. I found that my apartment was so much cleaner all the time. I wasn't as stressed. I was sleeping better. I was having time to work out. It was just really good for me. And also, I turned 21 in January, which was awesome. Tyson, who I said was like my best friend from home, he flew up. Raina, my older sister, flew up, and Kendall, my younger sister, flew up, and then all my New York friends, we went out in New York, and it was crazy. It was like so much fun. It was freezing cold. The funny thing is that Tyson actually came to New York sick and stayed in my apartment with me and ended up getting me sick, and I'm talking about I was so sick. I tested negative for the flu, but Tyson tested negative for pneumonia, and so I'm pretty sure I had pneumonia too because we had the exact same symptoms. And I'm talking about, it was the worst sickness I'd ever had in my entire life. I ended up having asthma attacks for like weeks after I finally was like over the sickness, because it was just like so rough on my lungs, whatever I had. And I've never had asthma in my life before, but I was having asthma attacks trying to run on the treadmill at the gym, and it was really scary. Luckily, I got an asthma inhaler as a medication when I went to the doctor for whatever I had. Honestly, between me and you, I think I had corona because it's been around for a while. Tested negative for everything else, and apparently corona like turns into pneumonia. LOL. Because I was sharing drinks with people at the bar that night because I just didn't know, and it didn't really hit me until the next morning. So I possibly could have had corona. OG corona spreader right here. Don't come at my neck about that. Like, I really didn't know, and how was I supposed to know? No one even knew about corona then, so don't come at me. But it definitely could have been it. My Raina and Kendall didn't get sick though. It was just me and Tyson. But I'm talking about, I was sick for 2 weeks. Worst sickness in my life. I was like crying my eyes out. I was in so much pain. My lungs were on fire. I had to cough 24/7, but every time I coughed, it felt like someone was like cutting through my lungs with a knife. And so like I would try not to cough, but that would make me miserable. But then when I would cough, I would be even more miserable. It was horrible. It was absolutely horrible. I had no appetite. I had the worst headaches. I was fatigued. I was tired all the time, but I still had work to do. But I'm over it. It was whatever. My birthday was still fun. We still rallied even though we were so sick. But that was a good memory. Like, what a time to turn 21 in New York City. Like, it was amazing. And the fact that my friends and family came up was awesome. But so all this past semester, I've been doing my internship. It was only like 2 months. I was only in New York for like 2.5 months maybe less than that, until like this whole thing kicked in and I had to come home. I actually fled New York only thinking I was going to be gone for like a week and a half. It was my spring break week, and I thought I would just extend it because classes got canceled for a few weeks. Not canceled, just like moved online. Then so I only packed the stuff that I thought I needed for a week and a half, and then I get home and my mom's like, "You're not going back." Like, it's a madhouse there. It's like the zombie apocalypse in New York City. And I was like, all my stuff is there. Like, I hardly have anything here at home with me. Like, the clothes in my closet are like 10th grade Raegan, and I am no longer that girl, and I refuse to wear those clothes. So I've been wearing like the same 4 shirts over and over again, which I'm embarrassed of. Good thing it's quarantine and I don't have to go out in public, but just know that I'm wearing the same things over and over again. This whole thing is just wild, honestly. The corona thing, like, I cannot believe this is actually happening. Like, you hear about it. Like, in social studies, we learned about the bubonic plague and these pandemics of things. And, like, Ebola kind of happened a few years ago. But you never expect this. You never expect the whole world to shut down. And, like, I want so badly to be back in New York. And I just don't know when that will ever happen. And that's kind of scary. I also need to like start a job and like start making an income, and I also don't know when that's going to be happening because there's a huge hiring freeze right now in New York City. So all the jobs that I'd be wanting to get are just not even looking at applicants right now. The economy is like crashing, which is crazy. I love finance. I love the stock market. I love learning about that kind of stuff, and just watching it drop the way it is so like scary, because that has such an impact on everything that we do in life and just the economy as a whole and the country's health. I also have money in investments, and I don't even want to talk about how much money I'm currently losing, but I'm going to write it out because you got to write out the highs and lows. That's how you make money in the end. So I'm not even looking at that right now, even though I'm like in the hole a ton of money. We're going to recover from this. We always do. We are America. Another crazy thing that I'm so upset about is that I had a Spain trip planned for June that I'm now pretty sure isn't going to happen, which is very sad. I was going to go visit my friend Corinne. She's doing like a study abroad program in Spain, and she turns 21 while she's there. And so I was going to go visit her. We were going to go to Barcelona and like celebrate her 21st birthday. It was supposed to be like awesome. And now that's probably getting canceled because I don't know when the world's going to open back up again. I also had a cruise I was going on at the end of May with my little sister's senior class because they're graduating high school, and that was going to be so nice and relaxing. That is also not happening. And if you know me, you know I love to travel. So the fact that like I'm having to cancel all these trips and now being stuck at home, it's like miserable. I thought about buying like a one-way ticket to Hawaii and just living in quarantine there. Like, I don't know. I'm just so bored. I just want to do something. I'm not even extroverted, but like I like adventure. And so the fact that I'm stuck in like Kingstree, South Carolina kind of like makes me go crazy. I love South Carolina. It's very relaxing, but after a few weeks, which I've been here for almost 3 weeks now, it's just like I get stuck in this rut. And I so easily get stuck in ruts that if I don't like get out and like do something, I don't know, I get in this weird place. I've been trying really hard to keep a good motivation while I'm here in Kingstree, just because I have a ton of classwork to do. Online classes are not easy at all, and I think my professors are kind of like overcompensating for the fact that we can't meet in class, and they're giving us so much more work to do and like a lot more papers to make up like in-class discussions that we just can't do, which I think is crazy. I don't think shoving papers in our face and all this extra work is like beneficial, especially at this time, because it's such a weird time and like people's schedules are so different. Like being home, it's so hard sometimes because my schedule, like being at home with my family who need me to do things, it doesn't line up with like my class schedule that I was on like in New York. And I know other people like that too. So like online schooling has just been rough, and I have no motivation to get on and like listen and do the work. I mean, I've been doing it because I still value my schoolwork. I value my grades and like learning, but I've had no motivation. Luckily, my dog has been waking me up at 8 a.m. religiously like every morning, because if it wasn't for her and like my fear that she's going to pee on my rug in my room, that I have to like get up immediately and take her out to potty, I probably would sleep in until like 10 or 11, which is sad. So like now when Cora wakes me up in the morning, I refuse to get back in my bed. I go downstairs and I go ahead, take her out, make myself a cup of coffee, and like start my day. And it's been great. I feel like waking up early like makes me so much more productive. I have time to get a workout in before class, which also working out has been something really good for me because it like makes me feel good about myself. And then if you feel good about yourself in the morning and like you start the day off well and like productive like that, you just tend to be more productive throughout the rest of the day. I've also been trying to eat healthy, but that is just hard to do because my mom keeps so much junk food in the house for my dad. But I did work out this morning for like an hour hard, so I'm feeling good. I've been talking for a long time, like I'm sorry guys, but I don't know, I just have a lot to say. I've been sitting in my room, like, staring out my window, like, just doing schoolwork on my computer, and I've just needed an outlet to talk to. I'm not a journaler. I don't know. I just don't enjoy journaling. So I feel like YouTube's, like, a good way for me to express my feelings, and it also feels like I'm talking to y'all. So I hope y'all are still watching this video. Leave me a comment down below if you're still watching this video, because I know I've been talking for a long time. Please let me there be some comments whenever I go back and look at this video. because I'm gonna be very sad if none of y'all made it to the end. But yeah, I guess I'll wrap things up. Like, I hate this feeling of unknown, and like, there is more unknown now than like ever in my life before. Like, when am I going to get a job? When am I going to be able to go back to New York? My lease runs out April 31st and I wanted to move to a new apartment. So like, how am I going to get all my stuff out of my apartment in less than a month and find another apartment to move it all into? I really have no idea. There is so much stuff that I just don't know right now, and it's kind of driving me crazy. But I'm just trying to like trust God and know that like it's all gonna work out in the end. Like, this is all for a reason. And I think it's nice sometimes to like let yourself lose control of like your life and just like put it in God's hands. You can't have control over everything, and like our plans aren't always gonna work out the way we want them to, and this is kind of just like showing us that and giving us a break from like all this tension we always hold, trying to just have our way with every single thing in our lives. And it's been kind of refreshing. I mean, of course it's been nerve-wracking and like crazy, and all these people are getting sick and losing their lives, which is horrible, but it's all for a reason, you know. That's what you have to believe. You just have to believe that God is doing this for a greater purpose than like we can see. Hopefully I will be vlogging again and like making videos for y'all. If y'all have any suggestions that y'all want me to do, please leave them in the comments. Please send me a message on Instagram. I always read my Instagram DMs, so send them there. Like, I would love to know what y'all want to see. We're all bored during this time, so I want to help y'all out and I want to keep myself entertained. So we're in this together. I love y'all so much. Thank you for listening to me talk for like a freaking hour. I don't even know how long it's been, but y'all have a good day, and I'll see you in my next video, guys. Bye.